All right. Let's see if we can get this lag out the way. I can close that. And we should be good now. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone feeling? How was your weekend? What did you do this weekend? I think we have all of our audio troubles and shit like that fixed, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? What's up? Good morning. Hey, listen, before I open up these phone lines. Oh, you got a new tattoo, Mouse? I love that. Hey, listen, I'm never mad about somebody getting a new tattoo. That's always a good day, provided that it turned out good. You worked out? Good. I'm going to start going back to the gym ASAP. I really need to. I've been slacking. I kept saying, oh, it's because, I'm moving, or it's because this has been going on, or it's because I had to work on this house project. But I can't make any more excuses. I got to just go do it now. You're on a cruise. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about. What's going on, Canton? I haven't been on a cruise in a long time. But I probably should check one out. Jazzy, happy Monday.
Oh, that was an accident.
You gonna say hello now? You here. See, now you gotta talk. Did you have some water?
I have not. I'm in bed.
You haven't even got out the bed. I can hear the sheets rustling. Must be nice. Must be nice to be laid up in the bed on a Monday morning.
Well, I did have work tomorrow, but I have an event today, so I get to sleep in a little bit.
All right. Well, you get some more rest there, and you have a wonderful day. Say something kind about yourself.
I will.
All right.
Y'all have a good day.
You too. Jazzy said, I ain't even got out the bed yet. Must be nice. I was up this morning at like 4:45. I made some cinnamon rolls for the kids. I made coffee for no rads. What else I do? Oh, I packed lunch for the little one. I think that's it. I mean, I cleaned up the kitchen a little bit, and then I went and laid back down for a few minutes. I went and chilled for a little bit before I had to get on. Before I had to get up and do all of my skincare and things of that nature. Wash my face, brush my teeth, all that good shit. But it was an eventful morning. Early. Nisa Marie, good morning. How are you? You here now. Now you got to talk. You can't run now. It's too late. Y'all are hilarious. Imagine walking into somebody's house by accident and then just running out. Like, don't even say nothing. Just take off. Like, ah! Gotta get out of here. Nah, man. We can't do that. You gotta come back. You came in the house and everything. I don't know who wants to be here or who doesn't.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who is it that's talking? Because I can't tell. Oh, Cloud Jumper?
No, she said good morning first.
Oh, okay,
so
ear free. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Cannot complain. What would you like to talk about this morning?
I'd love to talk about Jesus loving trans people.
You would like to talk about Jesus loving trans people. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't know. I haven't really read my Bible like that. Sorry. I was
shit, the dog mad. The dog said you better pick that book up.
I know. I really should. I started going to church again recently, and I came from Portland, Oregon, where it's really, really queer, and I'm non-binary myself.
Right. Let me ask you a question. me ask you a question
Yeah.
before we even jump into that conversation. Why, as a black person in the queer community, would you feel it necessary? As a black person, forget the queer part, forget the non-binary part, throw all that out of the window. As a black person, right, as a descendant of enslaved people, as a person of the diaspora, what would make you say, I need to go back to church?
My dad.
You ever? How old are you?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I'm assuming you're over the age of 18 because you're here.
Yeah, I hit a crash in Portland, so I'm living with my dad right now. I'm 28.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have said, hey, Dad, I'm a grown-ass human being. Mind your goddamn motherfucking business. You could have said that. That's what I would have said.
I started going because, honestly, I'm in Pennsylvania, and I have no friends, and I'm bored as frick.
There's
I don't know how clean your panel is.
You can say whatever the hell you want. There's plenty of other shit you could have done other than to go see Jim Crow Jesus.
Oh, my God. I know, but I really would love
Like, I
to
could have
know,
thought of
like,
a million other things.
What you thinking of? Give me some ideas, homie, because get me out of church, man.
I mean, any damn
They wrote
thing.
me into the praise team. and
I'd rather
everything,
go
so
to
I
jail
can
to go to
sing.
church. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, my God. Jail?
I'm not suggesting that you
Ooh.
go to jail, though. I'm just telling you that I'd much rather go to jail than go to Jesus.
I was just wondering, are there any biblical scriptures that I could look to
Absolutely.
in order to cope with the fact that I'm going to church?
So listen, I tell people this all the time. I'm not going to tell anybody to turn away from the teachings of Jesus because, I mean, if we're going to be honest with you, like that's kind of how whatever you have done for the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you've also done for me, right? Like Matthew 25 verses 31 through 46 are kind of how I like live my life, right? So it says to take care of the poor, the sick, the stranger, like the sojourner, the immigrant, right? Those that are hungry, those that are unhoused, those that are unclothed, you know, and that's how you live a good life, right? And so, I mean, I've kind of like guided myself along those principles, you know, the least of these, whoever the least fortunate person in society is, then that's who I want to help the most. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But outside of that, right? Like the misogyny, the lack of care and empathy, you know, for children, the male-centric aspects of it, I really can't get behind that. I just can't. If we're going to be honest, if there's any God, if there's truly a God, that God is probably a woman. The only person I've ever known to create anything on this planet would be women.
I agree.
Or AFAB individuals.
I agree. And that's like kind of why I've been struggling with going to church. And so seeing Jesus love trans people on your prompt, I was like, oh, okay. I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah. Like we didn't choose Christianity, right? Like Christianity was imposed against our will. We had our own faith, our own, you know, ideals of how the world works. And for the longest time, we weren't even allowed to participate in Christianity. And then when they realized that it could be a tool used to control us, then they were like, oh, okay. And so they found the cooniest coon of all the coons on the plantation and taught him how to read the Bible, and then gave him an abridged version of the Bible and said, hey, look, read this to them so that they will fall in line.
Jesus.
Exactly that. And so it always piques my interest why why we participate in something that, you know, essentially erases not only our culture, but, well, yeah, I mean, essentially erases our culture, because the vast majority of these Western African nations that we were, you know, taken from and brought here to this country were, you know, at the very least, you know, matrilineal, and at the best matriarchal. And so like how we, you know what I'm saying, like bought into this idea of the patriarchy, or bought into this idea that a man should rule because they were arbitrarily born with a penis, is wild to me. Like the vast majority of men of any demographic, have no leadership qualities whatsoever. And the reason that they've never taken the time to develop leadership qualities is because society tells them that they are arbitrarily leaders because they were born with a penis. But they don't have to do any of the actual work. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to get themselves into a place where people love and respect them. I mean, look who the fuck is in our presidential office.
Woo! Speak on it.
Like, so you don't have to actually, be intelligent, be emotionally intelligent. You don't have to, have people that respect you or love you or care about you or anything of that nature. You can impose yourself on people. You can use bullying, you know what I'm saying, and white supremacy and misogynistic, toxic masculinity, to force people to follow you instead of, having people follow you because that's what they want. And a true leader is chosen. A true leader, doesn't go around telling everybody that they're a leader.
Because they wouldn't have to. It would just be there and evident. Yeah.
That's that right there. That right there. They don't have to tell anybody how great they are. People tell them.
What were the scriptures that you named off again that you go by?
Matthew 25 would be like, 31 through 46 would be like the top tier for me.
Okay.
But aside from that, like in terms of like what my prompt says, that would be Isaiah 56.
Isaiah 56.
Yeah, where he talks about how like the people who don't necessarily assign with their birth-given gender, they were referred to as eunuchs in the Bible. Yeah, these people, he would give them a place in heaven and a name greater than sons and daughters, as long as they kept his Sabbath. Do you know what the Sabbath is?
I do not. I just started going back.
Gotcha.
And I'm not devout.
The Sabbath would be like the holy day, which is Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Yeah, not Sunday. That was something that capitalism did to Christianity. They're like, shit, we need people to work on Saturday. Y'all can take Sunday off. Yeah.
So the real beginning of the week should be Sunday.
Correct. Sunday is the first day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Matthew 19, where it says there are some people that are born eunuchs, some people that are made eunuchs by man, and others that choose to be eunuchs for the glory of heaven. And he said, whoever can accept this should accept this.
I love that. Thank you so much. Because honestly, I've been struggling in church just because I do believe that God is a woman. I have a lot of...
There's a book about that.
Really? What is it called?
Called When God Was a Woman.
Okay.
Yeah, you should check it out. Matter of fact, I need to put that in the book reading list.
So Isaiah 56 and Matthew 19?
Correct. All
right. Thank you so much, Jones, because honestly, the struggle's been real.
Hey, listen, there's one thing to learn the Bible and take the things from it, that makes sense for you and try to lead the best life that you can. And it's something entirely different. To
be dogmatic about it.
Yeah. To be a religious ideologue and use religion to justify hate, bigotry, and oppression.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, thank you so much. I feel a lot better about going to church now because I actually have something I can talk about with people. Because I was worried about going into a space where it was like anti-trans, and I am not anti-trans.
Right. The vast majority of people who attend church don't spend any time actually studying the book at all. It's more so a book club that a lot of people belong to, but nobody actually read the book.
One more time, that first scripture.
Which one? Isaiah 56?
Isaiah 56.
Matthew 25, 31 through 46, and then Matthew 19.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to drop because you've given me so much fruit today.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful day, okay?
You too, Jones.
All right. Have a good one. Bye. I'll drop you down.
Thank you.
Cloud Jumper, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Here's my question for you, Jones. I am in the process of my transition, female to male. I am planning a trip. I've been planning it before Trump even got into office, to Thailand. My question is, am I going to be able to get back into the country?
What does your passport say?
It says female, but my driver's license says male.
Oh, it doesn't matter what your driver's license says.
So I'm just, I don't know if it's even safe to leave and come back to the country. And I'm not trying to be dramatic.
I completely understand. I completely understand where you're coming from. The new EO, which has been held up by the state, by the U.S. Supreme Court, simply says that your passport has to align with whatever you were assigned at birth, like your birth certificate or whatever. So as long as that's the case, then it doesn't really matter.
Okay. Yeah. Next question for you.
That's all. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm trans, living in the South. I live in Alabama.
Oof.
Yes. What, in your opinion, would be the best way, I guess, to stay safe? Because I've already had Proud Boys throw me up against the wall at the gas station and tell me my days are numbered. And they're legit Proud Boys.
Get you a firearm?
I carry one every day.
Alabama's
I'm a school resource.
Law.
Yes. And it's constitutional carry too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a school resource officer, so I do carry one every day. And I don't want to have to take that step to defend myself, but yes, I absolutely would.
And sometimes you gotta set the tone. My dad. Listen, I'm not advocating that people go around doing this, right? But my dad used to tell me this when I was a kid, because I'm not going to explain the whole backstory, but sometimes you got to slap the shit out of people to wake them up.
Yes. Yeah. My dad told me, he's like, somebody puts their hands on you, you slap 7 shades of shit out of them.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to slap the shit out of people to wake them up. So if somebody got to get 6 strong friends and be on a t-shirt and have some hymnal singing going on for a point to be made, then that's the point that's got to be made. Trans people of trans identities in the United States shouldn't have to fear for their lives. And if more trans people started, taking out the cis heteros as opposed to the other way around, I bet you the foolishness would slow the fuck down. I bet you they think twice.
Yeah. Yes. Now, what state would you recommend me move? Like, the only reason I haven't left yet is because I do have a mom that's got dementia, and I really hate to uproot her and put her in an unfamiliar place. But honestly, the only thing I have done the last few weeks since Trump got in office is I go to work. I go to my parents' house, make sure they're safe. I don't leave the house. Like I said, living in Alabama, it's a different beast.
Yeah, I mean, I would say anywhere in the Northeast is probably a safe bet. California is always a safe bet. California is probably the safest state in the entire union, to be honest with you.
Now, do you think Trump is going to pass a federal law banning and making trans?
He's going to try, but it's not going to.
Real quick, Worcester, Massachusetts has declared themselves a sanctuary.
Safe haven. Yeah.
If you, I wanted to ask what state you're in, because I know that your state senator is required to help you with any passport questions that you have. They're required. So you said you were in Alabama, though, which makes it a little tough.
Right.
I would suggest, honestly, just on that note, to reach out to the highest ranking Democrat in your state.
Okay.
Reach out directly to their office, explain the situation, and get their clarification, because they can advise you best on what to do. I don't want you to be in a position where you can't get back in. So it's just hard because you have 2 Republican senators.
Right. And a very, very Republican governor.
Right. So you're going to need to bypass them. I mean, you could call
Okay.
them, but I would bypass them. And I would go to the highest ranking Democrat in the state, directly call their office, and don't let them, they might say, oh, we'll call you back. No, I need this matter taken care of now. Please help.
Okay.
And they will.
Okay.
They'll help you so much. They'll get you squared away. As a constituent in that state, it's your right. If you have any questions about any state matters, any questions for the Department of State, then they are required to assist you. So if it's a passport, if it's an issue like that, they'll help.
Okay. Now, I guess this question, I don't know if anybody in here has any medical background. Is it going to not be okay to remove somebody with dementia and put them in an unfamiliar place? Because I don't want to cause her any more medical issues than she already has. But at this point, living in the South, it's going to be life and death for a lot of people here to get out, because there is a large trans community, surprisingly, in Alabama, but it's just not safe to go anywhere because you have these guys that will walk down the street literally with their Proud Boy stuff on, and it's getting to the point where a lot of people don't want to leave the house here. I've already had somebody come take down my pride flag and write on it, telling me that my days were numbered, and yeah, it's been crazy.
If you're interested in moving, I would definitely, and again, I hate to say this, but because it sounds so empty, but I truly mean it. Like, I would reach out to a medical, her doctor or medical professional, and tell them your ideas, that hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? Because I don't want to give you bad advice.
Right. No, and I appreciate that. That's my biggest concern, because I would have been gone out of Alabama years ago if it wasn't for that. And I just can't leave her.
Well, nah, we completely understand that.
So when it comes to dementia, unfamiliar surroundings can be detrimental. However, there are things that you can do to mitigate the harm that it can cause, like keeping things as familiar as possible. But also remember, people with dementia sometimes go through different stages of their life where, she's or he is remembering where they were in their 30s, but they haven't been there in decades. And so everything is unfamiliar to them. But Stephanie is definitely right. Their provider and know their situation the best, and that they would be the ones that you should really ultimately, you have to do what's best for everyone, including the caregivers, because if the caregivers aren't able to function well in their role, that would be most harmful.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to her doctor.
Sorry, I have shitty internet right now.
And I know it feels like such a empty response. Like, contact your state senate, contact your representatives, contact a medical professional. But that really is, I feel like, the best route, the quickest route.
Okay. And would you recommend doing anything else as far as aside from carrying self-protection, as far as being able to go to the gas station and not be harassed by somebody? Or, I know you probably don't have the answer for that. It's a scary time. And I never thought that I would see the day that America, when he was talking to Zelensky, America's dead as we know it. It's going to be a new, I don't know, from the 1700s. That's what they want. They want the straight Caucasian males, or the Caucasian people in this country that aren't a part of the LGBT. I'm sorry, I'm upset about how people have been down here, and I know it's everywhere. I don't know if you guys have any advice.
I'm not a member of the community, so I kind of try to keep, you know what I'm saying, those types of questions to people who actually are.
Okay.
To be fair with you.
Yeah, and I wear a body cam pretty much everywhere I go now, because like I said, people down here are crazy, and they think that with Trump being in office, that they can say and do whatever they want because he's going to write the check for it. He's going to cover them no matter what. But anyway, I really appreciate y'all's advice. I definitely will talk to a caregiver. I mean, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, so moving back up north would be amazing for me. And like I said, the only thing that has kept me here is my mom.
If what the situation that you're currently in is detrimental to you and your safety, ultimately that is what is going to be most important to be able to be an effective advocate for your mom. Again, you should definitely talk to their doctor, but also realize that whatever is going on in your life is going to impact your mom. And so if you need to be in a safe place, then there are things that you can do to mitigate, increased confusion and things that are associated with dementia. In order to move your mom. So talk to their caregivers, talk to whoever their memory care specialist is. But they have memory care facilities and memory care, like, the small towns that they have people with memory care move into. So there are things that you can do, but ultimately, if you are not safe and you are not functioning at your highest level, it's going to be detrimental to your mom and your mom's care.
Okay. Yeah, because I know she can feel the anxiety and stuff with me because she's like, are you okay? You're just not yourself. So okay. Yeah, I definitely will talk to the doctor. She's got an appointment this week. But like I said, I just want to move somewhere that's safe for me and, for everybody. And I just, I don't know.
As long as you can get adequate care for your mom wherever it is that you want to move to, like they have the specialists and stuff that she needs, everything else will fall into place. You know better than anyone, dementia is dementia, and it's going to do what it wants to do every day, every hour, every minute. It can be different. So as long as your mom has the care that she needs in place wherever you move to, you'll be okay with her doctors and her providers that you can.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.
No problem. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Terrible Service.
Nothing but love.
Who else we got on the panel? Oh, they left? Patriot left? Stephanie, you there?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading news.
No,
I'm sorry. It started so quiet.
It got super quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to take it in a different direction. I'm just reading the news this morning, getting familiar with apparently what's coming out of the UK. It appears there's several deals on the table for Zelensky. The conservative, the leader of the Conservative Party in Germany, the one that just won the election, not the AfD party, but the Conservative Party of Germany, came out with a long statement this morning. And this is a conservative. Came out with a long statement this morning that said that Friday was an ambush and that it was done purposefully and that it was done really just to ambush Zelensky, and that they thought that it was a bunch of smoke. So it looks as if they're going to present several options, and it's just going to be up to Donald Trump if he signs or not. If he doesn't sign, then they're going to move ahead without him.
Which they should anyway.
It appears that that's where they're at, and it appears that that's what NATO and the UN is looking to do. I mean, they can't wait on Donald Trump.
Yeah, listen, man. The whole world needs to move around him completely.
So apparently Zelensky's discussing, according to essentially his chief of staff, that he's discussing possibilities now that his phone is ringing off the hook, including, discussions with China on on minerals and mineral rights. So,
Well, they wanted isolationism.
I mean, it's just, so it looks like that's the news this morning. Otherwise, it's pretty quiet, but they had that emergency summit yesterday in London, and today they're presenting deals. So,
there was also the news about Hegseth pausing offensive cyber security in regards to Russia. And they're saying that it's in an effort to broker a deal with Ukraine, but I don't know. That shit stinks to me.
Man, you can't believe nothing these people say.
Right. So we're just going to open ourselves up to Russian cybersecurity attacks. Sounds great. I love that. Be ready for the bot farms and all the bananas.
Yeah, man.
it's gonna look like X.
Why do I have an echo? Why can't I hear myself? Do one of y'all have an echo?
No.
Is
Are
it
you
me?
sure about that? Yeah, it's Steph. Okay. Sorry, I was over here trying to work on some stuff. Andrew, good morning. What's up?
They dropped.
Of course they did. I want to know what happened to Iron Patriot or whatever. Why they run off? What happened, boo? Who do we got in the request? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Mark's Headroom. I don't know what the hell that's about. Mark's Headroom. What's up? Okay. Well, you sent a request. Good morning, Doug. Elon wants us out of NATO. I'm sure he does. Listen, man, all of these people are fucking nuts. Every single one of them. Let me see if this is running better now. I'm trying something different. Okay.
You should pull up what Trump said about Canada from Truth Social. I can't pull it up to like read it, but it was interesting. It was within the last 24 hours.
What Trump said about Canada on Truth Social.
Yeah, somebody had mentioned it to me this morning, but since I'm on a journey, I can't pull it up for you.
Okay, I'll look for it. Let's see. All right. Okay, let me see. What does it say? Well, it doesn't show the post. It just gives that was BBC News. I don't want to see the True Social app though. Like I don't want to be on there at all. So
we can talk about how.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I can't. It won't. None of the news articles show the entire post.
That's stupid.
I know. I can essentially tell you what he said. Well, hold on. Will it let me go directly to? Okay. As everyone is aware, thousands of people are pouring through Mexico and where is this? When is this from? That's November 25th. That's not what I want to see.
No.
All right, hold on. It was from yesterday. Let me see. That's 22 hours ago. So that's not it. None of these are it. It was on his True Social, right?
Yeah, that's what I was told.
This is talking about Bitcoin.
Well, we'll come back to it. I'll look it up.
U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, SOL, and ADA. I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. What? He's trying to get rid of. He's trying to devalue the dollar, y'all. How many weeks I've been saying this shit now?
You called it.
I warned y'all.
You did.
So if you don't have crypto, you won't have anything. That's literally just from yesterday. And obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, as other valued cryptocurrencies, will be the heart of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you know he put out his own cryptocurrency directly, like a couple of days before his inauguration. Him, his son, and Melania. The only way that cryptocurrency becomes valuable is if our currency is no longer valuable.
It's devalued. Right.
He said illegal border crossings last month were the lowest ever recorded. Thank you. That's also not true.
Nikki just sent it to me. I'm going to forward it to you in text message. Just kidding. That wasn't it. That was from a month ago, Nikki. But we could talk about MAHA, the MAHA movement. Remember we were talking about measles. What was it last week that we had the first?
Well, I can tell you. I can just tell you. Yeah, that's fine. Just let me tell you what the BBC said about the True Social post really quickly, and then we'll move on today. New import taxes announced by Trump are also set to come into effect on Tuesday, targeting goods arriving from China, Mexico, as well as Canada. The president, eager to protect American manufacturing and jobs and to address the U.S. trade deficit, he suggested in a post on his Truth Social platform on Sunday that this country was effectively the U.S., was effectively subsidizing Canada by paying to import its products. Without this flow of capital, Canada ceases to exist as a viable country, he wrote. He said, without us importing goods from Canada, they cease to exist as a viable country. Canada has already made new deals with China, with the EU, with African countries, and with South American countries, and is going to be imposing a 25% tariff on the United States and all imported goods from the United States, which is going to essentially annihilate our farming agricultural sector in the United States. So, bravo, I guess. Bravo. Anywho, go ahead. You said you want to talk about MAHA. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we had talked about like the first child fatality due to measles. It was, I believe it was last week. And at that time, there was 120 confirmed cases. We're now up to 150 confirmed cases. And our HHS director, Robert, whatever the fuck, I don't know, Junior the third, who gives a shit. He wrote an op-ed, and this is the crazy part, right? So we've been talking about vaccination and community and herd immunity since, like, at the forefront since COVID. And this guy was staunchly fucking anti-vax, and he turned around and he said that we need to start looking at vaccination. And while vaccination is a personal choice, he's encouraging people to discuss it with their doctors and that they need to investigate community immunity. So it's almost as if all the shit that we've been telling you, dumb fucks, is exactly correct. And they did this shit and said this shit to appeal to your freedoms to get into office. And now they're going to end up going back on what they said. So stop being stupid, vaccinate yourself and your kids, get a booster if you need to. There's a simple blood test called a titer that you can find out if you have immunity to these things. Varicella, measles, mumps, rubella, all of these things. Go to the doctor, get a titer, get a Tdap booster if you need it. Stop listening to this dumb ass motherfucker because they're just backtracking on what they said.
You don't want to be the parent that has to bury your child because you didn't get them a vaccination. I promise you. You don't want to be the parent that has to bury their child because you thought that you didn't need it.
It's preventable. It's fucking preventable. And these things cause blindness, sterility. Like, why would you do this to your kid? Stop it. Go vaccinate your crotch goblins.
Lil Stins, what's up? All right. Cool.
You also don't want to be the person who is patient zero, that you went and traveled to a different area and brought that shit home and were the person who was responsible for bringing a measles outbreak to your community and your friends, your family, and your neighbors losing kids and other family members because they're vulnerable. They're part of a vulnerable population. Don't be that person.
Yeah, because that's wild. I guess we're going to open up the YouTube line. Auntie, good morning. How are you? If you have some water and said something kind about yourself, you want to get on these folks already?
Oh, man, listen. I'm something going on with my nose. It took off, and I don't know why, because this bitch been running since I woke up, and I'm unsure. Because I've been sniffling and snotting, and I done went through a whole roll of
Raz gave you the mess?
She gave it to me. I got it from the No Raz.
Thank you, Leslie. Big W Leslie for the $55 cash app. Leslie got us started off right this morning.
Yep, but I got some more stuff. I finally got me a trash can after having the same damn trash can since I moved here. Don't judge. We listening. We don't judge.
We need to get ourselves a new trash can. Our trash can is terrible. We put one on our housewarming wish list. We did put one on our housewarming wish list if anybody wants to get us a new trash can. But I tell you what, our trash can literally needs to be taken out like twice a damn day. It's ridiculous.
We have 7 people in the house.
I know.
8 people in the house? I don't know. There's too many of us. I lost
count. There's 5 children and then 3 adults. Yeah, 8 people.
I feel like the old woman What's that?
Y'all don't got the big ones, like the big blue one that you
outside.
Outside, yeah, outside, not inside.
Oh, okay.
I feel like an old woman who lived in a shoe has so many children. I didn't know what to do, which is true because they're driving me crazy.
Yeah, the one we put in the wish list is one of those automatic lid ones.
Jones, mine was $50 and it ain't automatic at all, bro.
No.
And that was the cheapest one.
Martha, do you mind remaining muted till we introduce you, if you don't mind? Thanks. Appreciate you.
Somebody said, what would allergies have to do with a vaccine when you're talking about a virus? If you're allergic to something in the vaccine, that could potentially cause an issue. But if you have seasonal allergies, it's typically not contraindicated for you to receive a vaccine. But talk to your provider. I cannot offer you specific medical advice outside of my scope. But again, typically seasonal allergies they're not contraindicated for receiving a vaccination.
I'm allergic to bullshit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 300
Same. Makes my whole ass
days a year.
Right,
maybe that's why I'm snotting and sneezing and shit.
Right. Well, lucky for you, it's not contraindicated for vaccines. So you can, even though you're allergic to bullshit, you can still get a vaccine.
Yeah, with a hug.
Yeah, we have rechargeable batteries. Like most of the batteries in our house are the rechargeable kind. We have a charger right in the kitchen on the wall. Grayson, good morning. How are you? If you have some water, say something kind about yourself.
I'm doing good. Yes, I have.
Glad to hear it. What would you like to talk about?
In regards to prompt 2, are you referring to like a micro scale or like a macro scale for women don't need men?
Yeah, women don't need men on any level for any reason ever.
Okay, so you say like if men cease to exist, they wouldn't really need them.
Correct.
So I don't know if I agree with that. I think that like men and women both like complement each other and make life better. So I think you would need them just for that.
No. Like man and woman are literally just gendered terms, right? So like they're a social construct that we created in order to identify the way that people, operate within a society. But those gendered norms, those gendered terms that we've created could be assigned to any person of any sex. So women don't need men, or
yeah, as somebody who's been in a same-sex relationship, I'm gonna have to say no to that one. don't need men.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, like if you're in a same-sex relationship and you're fulfilled in that, that's perfectly fine. I just feel that obviously, well, should I say that like I should have said it differently. Males and females, they complement each other. So I believe that it's personal qualities of males and females that, when in conjunction with each other, make life just more enjoyable. And there's certain things.
Like what is it that, what I'm saying, somebody who is chromosomally male, how is it going to change somebody who's chromosomally female's life in a positive or impactful manner?
Right. I would just say that like things like throughout history, we experience things together that, and a lot of people search. Okay, like for example, there's a lot of people out there, and their purpose in life is finding someone to marry, finding someone to have a family with, finding
but everybody doesn't want that though.
No, you're absolutely right. But I know for those people that's perfectly fine. But I'm saying for the people whose purpose in life, when they derive their purpose intrinsically, and they say my
purpose, or them even, I'm saying, like having that purpose in mind is due to societal pressures and societal norms that, again, we created. Because like prior to Abrahamic religion, prior to like what you would call fiefdoms and like like a part in society where, like, after the hunter-gatherer stage, where it necessitated people owning land, or we said that it necessitated people owning land, and so you needed to know who your child was in order to like leave your land or your property to. People were just fucking, for lack of a better, like term. They didn't care about like who the father of a child was, because everybody in the community collectively raised children.
Well, no, yeah, raising that's fine for that.
So we taught people, we conditioned people to
pursue
marriage and long-term relationships, monogamous relationships.
Well, yeah, sure, okay. So I would like to raise some contention with that. So you're arguing that societally speaking, we put these standards into relationships like families, things like that. I would argue on a biological level that to love is biological, and that isn't a societal thing. You would have to prove to me that loving somebody is a societal standard, and it isn't actually a biological thing.
It's not a biological
so when I say the word purpose, what I'm saying is that, for example, when I was young, I saw my family.
Fred, you can't just say it's a biological thing without proving, or substantiating that claim. You can't just say love is biological. Sure. There's no biological. There's no biological aspect of love. There's biological aspects of attraction.
Yeah, sure. So when I say biological, I'm saying that we are biologically driven to find love. And when I say this, I mean that there is. Well, when you say it's a societal thing, what do you mean when you say love is societal?
Yeah, because one, like what it means to love somebody is not objective in nature; it's subjective, right?
Sure.
Like everybody's love, the way that people, receive love and give love is different from person to person. If it was a biological aspect of the human being, then it would be essentially similar for everybody, and it's not. It's not even close. So there's there's biological aspects to attraction, but not love.
And that's why that guy got filthy stinking rich off the 5 love languages.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so what I'm calling love, you would say is more of a biological attraction.
Yeah, but it doesn't even mean that they love the person. Just because you have a biological attraction to somebody doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying, you'd be willing to like sacrifice your autonomy or life for that person. It just means that you're attracted to them.
I mean, I would say that you are. I mean, I can agree with you that there is definitely the attraction aspect. I think that I would just disagree, and I would say that I believe that love is also a biological thing because I think it's just a reaction to
But
external stimuli.
you can't just make a claim of that nature
Yeah,
without
sure. So, Jones,
substantiating it in science somewhere.
yeah, sure. So let me explain it to you this way. So,
I don't want you to explain it to me. I want you to give me some scientific research that backs your claim.
I mean, if you don't mind, I can go find something pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
Wait, just to clarify, are you saying that like you're born with love, or are you saying like it's a process that happens? Oh, he's gone.
So, Jones, if you give me one more minute, I put is love biological.
Go ahead. That wasn't me. That was my son.
No, I was asking, are you saying like you're born to love somebody, or are you saying like it's a process that you go through?
Yeah, sure. So when you're born, it is a biological process. You learn to love, and you do it biologically. So my son, for example, when he was born, he doesn't love me. He didn't love me when he was an infant, but he grew to love me when I, did things like play ball with him, right? Brought him out to, it was a reaction to external stimuli that gave him this dopamine rush that I would call love. He began to love me. And because of that, he now has this, what we call a love for me.
So are you telling me that if I see, if No Rad shows me, you know what I'm saying, a video of a girl with a fat ass on Instagram and I get a dopamine rush, I'm in love now?
No, of course not. Of course not. That would just be, well, no, of course not, Jones. That would just be.
I might be in love though.
That would just
Sorry.
be maybe you would be appreciating something, or you could be maybe you can find it attractive.
Okay, so it's not. So then it's not. So then the dopamine rush is not what constitutes love. Because I'm still looking for the science.
No.
Go ahead, No Rad. Hold on one second, buddy. Hold on one second, buddy. Go ahead, No Rad.
I think you're confusing love with the human desire to be communal, because love is not necessarily a romantic love. There are different types of love, but it's connected to human beings' desire to be communal, like talking about your child or your parents or your siblings. It's more about a desire to be communal than romantically connected to people, because you can find fulfillment within a community of different desires and needs, including sexual needs. It's not love, it's the desire to have community.
No, I definitely agree with that, Raz. But you would agree? Are you in a relationship right now?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yes.
Okay, so you would agree that the relationship you have, there is a principal distinction between the love you have for your significant other and the love you would find in a community or for your mother and father.
I mean, when it comes to like love in that specific sense, no, because there are people that I love that I would protect and care for just as I would my partner. The difference is that I have a desire to be sexually involved with my partner. Like I could live in a communal way with my best friend and we could fill each other's emotional needs and our financial needs and whatever the case may be. The difference is that I have a sexual desire for my partner.
Also, it's not dopamine, it's oxytocin that you're referring to.
I mean, dopamine is a part of it. Vasopressin, oxytocin, dopamine.
But oxytocin is like considered the quote unquote love hormone.
Yeah, sure. But like that provides a foundation. It doesn't make like those things, again, you know what I'm saying, or what like creates the attraction, right? You know what I'm saying? It creates the desire for that physical contact and things of that nature. But it's not necessarily like, love in and of itself, if that makes sense. Like it's what provides the foundation for you to want to be in community or a relationship or what have you with said person or individuals or what have you. But in and of itself, right? Like, it's not, it's more of like a reason to be physically or emotionally attached to that person. But it's flickering. It can be turned on and off just like this. It's not like necessarily something that you're going to hold on to forever because, you know, for the moment you feel excited.
No, I get that. I mean, like I see, the reason I'm bringing this up again is that I'm sure everyone here would agree that love is probably one of the greatest emotions as humans we can feel. So, I mean, would you guys agree with that statement or no?
I don't even necessarily consider it to be like love. Like Jones is saying, like love is subjective. Like it looks different for everybody. I think the greatest emotion or feeling that you could have towards someone is the want and desire to keep them protected and safe. And that's not necessarily like love in the way that you're talking about it.
Yeah, no. Again,
this still doesn't establish a need for men, because women can have that, or you know, AMAB people, or you know, it only states that, you know what I'm saying, people enjoy, you know, community, or you know,
yeah, I mean, yeah, if your
emotional and physical attachment. So it doesn't have to be a man. They can find that.
I mean, yeah, if your argument is that the individual can identify into the gender role of a woman and they can, or a man, and they can also provide,
they don't even have to identify in that gender role. Like I said, they could just find whatever, you know, it is that they're seeking in another woman. It doesn't have to be a man.
All right, fair enough.
Otherwise.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, obviously there's a couple more things I wanted to mention, but I guess we can just leave it at that.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, no. It was all just in regards to the same conversation, but I mean, like, I kind of don't. You guys are saying that love isn't a biological process when it quite literally is.
It's the foundation, like the foundation of, you know what I'm saying, like you having the interest in the first place is absolutely biological. I'm saying that, like, being in love, or, you know, wanting to spend your life with a person is not simply biological. Like the desire to do so is not simply biological.
Right. No, I agree with all those things. I have no problem with conceding to those facts. What I'm saying is that the foundation we're mentioning, there is a key distinction when someone loves someone at the foundation, the feeling we get, and you can only really get, and not only, sorry, you can get this in many cases between a male and a female, this love you feel. And I feel that's very important in the world. And I feel like without
but it doesn't have to be a man.
Right, that's where the argument is obviously going to come to a, you know, like a halt here, because you're saying that it doesn't have to be a man. Two women can love each other, and that's perfectly fine. But the thing is that being GAY isn't a choice. You're born that way, so everybody would have to be born GAY. Sure. And what about the people that aren't born that way? What about that they can't experience love?
Yeah,
in a romantic sense.
Sure, if men didn't exist, the society would shift.
Okay, so to be clear, are you saying that it would have to shift so that everybody would have to biologically shift so that people were same-sex attracted?
Yeah. So there's a phenomena is based in epigenetics. Do you know what epigenetics is?
Oh no, can you tell me?
Okay, so epigenetics is like, if I were to take a mouse, right, and put said mouse in a cage, and put a flower or something that is toxic to that mouse, and the mouse eats it, and then it like violently, you know, like vomits or what have you, and then I keep putting that plant in there. When that mouse has offspring, and you put the offspring in the you know, in the cage or in the tank or what have you with that same plant, there's a good chance that they're not even going to approach the plant.
Oh, I understand that. Okay.
Because via epigenetics, right, it's been encoded that this thing is toxic to them, right? Which now that I'm thinking about it, like, mice might be more evolved than human beings, if we're really being honest, because it only takes like 1 to 2 generations for them to make that distinction. Whereas like women have been abused by men for generation after generation after generation, and they still won't stay away. But that's my point. That explains the sociological aspect of it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
I think it's because mice's brains are far less complex, so they can adjust quicker. Like our humans' brains are way more complex. So I like.
So we believe. Well, but I mean, like the octopus has a more complex brain than a human. So does a dolphin.
Right. Okay, so I get it. So ultimately, you're saying your argument would be is that over time we would learn to, we would actually evolve in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
if like because the Y chromosome is starting to deteriorate in a specific demographic of human beings. I'm not going to point it out. Go look it up for yourself. But the Y chromosome is starting to
Listen,
deteriorate. Go ahead.
Wait,
but
is it really?
let's be honest, right? And because of societal pressures and things, I can guarantee you that there are a lot more women than they're even aware of themselves that are actually attracted to women. Like, but societal pressures and societal quote unquote norms are what cause women to still lean towards men when men are abusive to women. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, and I don't have to love somebody to bump uglies. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like that's just what it is. It's just, it is for its purpose, whether it's for reproduction or pleasure, whatever it is that you're doing at that particular time. Like, love is not part of the equation. It doesn't need to be.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean,
In
that's fine. And
addition to
also,
that,
back to your statement.
there's many more males that are homoerotic as shit, and you know what I'm saying, and don't act on it because of societal pressures. And the way that we know that is, one, because we can look up at, you know what I'm saying, like the statistics on hits on Pornhub and things of that nature, and also because we watch in society men do things for the affirmation and confirmation of other men. They're not do like the shit that they do. They're not doing it to impress women. The ideas that they have about women or about how society works don't come from women. It comes from other men. And so they do things so that they can be reassured, reaffirmed, and confirmed by men.
Right. Yeah, and back to what Raz was saying too, in regards to the abusive men. Yeah, like, we're seeing, like, I read a study about how, like, women are now starting to not date as much and kind of like stay clear of men, and because of that, the incel culture is getting even larger, and then it's just a bunch of men that are being nasty and like basically like saying women are useless, things like that. It's getting worse actually, because you're seeing like a separation in relationships, and the incel community just grows. So
yeah, somebody made a perfect Toya Burke said, made a perfect or pointed out a perfect example. If we look at ancient Rome and the bathhouses and shit like that, men were in there bumping uglies every single damn day. Every day.
I love that I got y'all saying bumping uglies.
Jones, thanks for the conversation. I appreciate it.
They were in there moving furniture around.
All right, guys, thanks for the conversation.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Grayson.
I'm just going to give my 2 cents. If no men were around and it was just women, I got this off of Living Single, we would be a bunch of fat, happy women with no fucking crime. Would nobody be worried about their goddamn weight? Some of us, we could create our own villages and raise our own goddamn children. Somebody in that motherfucker knows some plumbing. Somebody in there knows some carpentry. Somebody among their group knows something. Y'all are a accessory, not a necessity.
I'm all for the unalivement by snoo snoo movement. Let's do that. We just keep them around for that.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up the call line on the good old YouTube. So the call line is now open. You can see the number on the screen. If you have anything that you would like to add to the conversation, feel free to call in. Remember, when you call in, to use social media friendly language. We're not in the streets. There is terms of services that need to be adhered to. Okay. Cool. So the phone line is open for those who want to call in. Didn't have bumping uglies on my bingo card today. Oh, Wonder Woman, good morning. Wonder Woman, you there? Do you know you're up here?
Sorry, I was tapping. I'm going to go back down.
Terry done tapped her way into the lie.
Hey, babe, can you send me the screenshot so I can take that stuff to UPS right now?
Oh, shit. Yeah, hold on a second.
Thanks, love.
Quentin, Auntie, hold it down for a second.
All right. Oh, shit, he named Quentin first. I feel some type of way. But we can't get these lights up to 200K. We still have 1,100 in our goal. The likes and the shares need to get to getting. We should usually have at least 1,300 people here by now if we tapping and sharing. So come on, guys, let's help. I want to spin on the petty wheel, even though I'm gonna lose. I just like to see my name on it. Shit. Oh, petty. Who was in charge of the petty wheel? I'm gonna get it taken down. I'm gonna get the petty wheel.
Jones is in charge of the petty wheel. I tried to get him to turn petty down, and he said no.
Hey, baby Jones. Hey, my baby.
Hello.
You remind me so much of my nephew. My favorite nephew, not the mother. Come on, guys, let's tap the screen, share the live, pay links in the bio. Let's be engaging. I know we can do this before I get extra tired and go to sleep. I went to go look what you said, Rez, about Trump and Truth Social. I couldn't find it. But he had the unmitigated gall to tell diabetics, don't worry, help is on the way. I'm sorry, guys. I was sleepy. I hope everybody doing good on this glorious Monday. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, Dale. Hey, y'all. Hey. Ah, I'm okay, darling. I got the sniffles and I got something. I don't know, but I promise you, I'm gonna be up here as long as I can be. And then if not, I'm gonna go lay it down because I'm there. Good morning, y'all. Oh, everybody mad that Michelle Trachtenberg was left out of the Oscar memoriam, or whatever they call it. I'm like, they do know that those are pre-recorded and pre-done. And she had only passed, what, a day or so before ago? I don't understand why folk come they angry. But Chris Stapleton, bitch ass, got the nerve to challenge Beyonce's award. And
Who
I had
did?
to go do some. Chris Stapleton,
What do you mean? You mean what do you mean challenge it?
her award, he doesn't think she deserved it.
Oh, somebody
I had
called
to
in
go.
and I missed it.
I'm just keeping them up.
No, so it said somebody called in it called in while I would just walk downstairs. Oh no, they called in before the line was open. Never mind. I'm fibbing. They called in before the line was open. Go ahead, I'm listening. Sorry.
That's okay.
Why would Chris
So
Stapleton challenge Beyonce's award?
because according to them, he doesn't feel like he feels cheated. So I
How
had to go
so?
do some more research because, of course, he doesn't think she's country. I had to go do some more research. After Etta James had recorded it in 1967, George Jones did it,
The
right? And it sounded like the typical white country music. And then Chris Stapleton redid it, rearranged it to go to Etta James's I'd Rather Go Blind. And again, used some of her same, I think you call it a riff when you go, woo, because he ain't no other country song ever had that shit in it. Riff or runs or whatever the hell you call it.
mm-hmm.
White folks just saying country music with a twang. Now all of a sudden they got, woo, now they got some soul and rhythm. I think it the fuck not. So
Yeah,
yeah, he is now. That's weird behavior, I know.
I'm confused because um
The Academy voted for it, right?
right.
So again, like you and me, Chris is not old. Chris was born in 1978, so he's not that old.
Yeah, I was
It's
about
a
to say,
false
you're only a
rumor.
couple years older than me.
Yeah, hold on.
Is
Let
it
me
not
see.
real? Tell me it ain't real,
Hold
because
on.
I liked Chris Stapleton, and he did an amazing song with a woman. I think she's Nigerian, and that song was lit. I play it all the time.
Let me see.
I'm still trying to figure out what Jolene looked like. Is hilarious. No, it's not. It's not Tracy Chapman. Snopes says it's false. Thank goodness, because I was about to be upset.
I was about to cuss his bitch ass out and tag him in every video.
Where did you find that at? On X? On the Twitter?
No, on this him. God damn it, I'm trying to cuss and talk at the same goddamn time. On this him thingamadoodle. Call it.
Yeah, Joy is her name. Joy is the lady's name he has a song with.
Yeah, Jolene, look here. If she could take Dolly Parton's man, Jolene had to be finer than frog hair. Because, I mean, even though Dolly Parton's just a scrawny little white heat woman with big hair and big boobs and nothing else after that, Jolene had to be finer than frog hair to take Dolly's man. I was like, damn, everybody want to know what Jolene looked like. Oh, child, they got so many Republican mad groups on the book that face is unreal. Saying Jay-Z paid for that Grammy. And I don't give a shit if he did.
Yeah, I was
How
about to
does he
say,
pay
if he did, so what? A
for
win is a
Don't
win. Ain't
hate.
that what they say? A win is a
God
win.
damn it. A win is a win.
A win is a
He
win.
got
I'll
enough
take it.
coins. Look, if he got enough coins to pay off how many people in the Academy voted for it, 113 ish. If he got enough coins to do that, shit.
Hey, listen. When they told Dolly Parton that she was not allowed to walk out with Charlie Pride on the stage and hug him and stuff like that at the Country Music Awards, she said, I'll be goddamn. She said, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want,
Goddamn.
and did it anyway.
Hmm.
Hey, Dolly's a real one. Always has been.
I'm glad she removed them tropes from her little playground or amusement park she had.
What does she have at her
'Cause
amusement park?
they had some portions in her live show that she had at Dollywood were rooted in racism. Let me go see if I can find the article. Dollywood show racist undertones.
I see all the angry people on over there on the tubes of you.
What they mad about?
You know they're not gonna call in.
Y'all can just call in. You don't got to sit there and be mad. Just call.
Chickens.
Oh, they chicken shitting over there. Hold on, let me go egg them on. Hee.
Y'all can just call. You don't got to sit there and argue with nobody.
And look, Jones, when I first opened up my YouTube, guess what's the first thing I see in the top left-hand corner?
What's that?
Some little light-skinned brother with some locks from my live. I guess I'll click on it. I guess I will. Oh, look, there he is.
Whatever y'all mad about, just call the line. Ain't no reason to just sit there and be angry. Oh, I can hear your echo now.
Oh, hold on.
These people across the street are getting on my nerves.
The ones you're visiting?
Yeah, they block me in along with the trash people. I'm trying to go. I got things to do.
Hey, Deltron, Why don't you make the comment, bro?
No,
What you scared of?
Deltron is one of the mods.
Is that what that little wrench mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because I was gonna cuss Deltron's ass out.
Why?
My
What they
bad,
do?
Deltron. I thought Deltron was talking. I thought Deltron was the one talking shit. I didn't know
No.
that the little wrench mean they regulating shit. I was gonna call him a pussy and block it, but
No, don't
thank
do
you.
that.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna do right. I'm gonna do right. Like my baby tell me all the time, players fucked up too.
They do. It shows that it doesn't show that No Rads is live, but if I go on to No Rads' profile, it shows that they're live. I don't understand. Like if I go into their actual YouTube profile, it shows that they're live. But if I go on YouTube, I can't see them live. I don't know why.
I don't think the notification came across for my notify me that I have set up in Discord either.
This is so weird. Because if I literally go on your Google profile, it says that you're live. It says that you've been live for, hold on, let me go in here to see if I'm talking shit or if I'm telling the truth. Yep, it 100% shows that you're live right now. That you've been live for an hour and 16 minutes.
Yeah, something's going on with it. It's not notifying either, Leslie said. So there's an issue. I don't know what's up with all these New Yorkers making fucking left-hand turns from the goddamn right lane.
I think I might know what it is. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something here. Who is that making all that
right,
noise?
while you're doing that, we're going to say hi to Jeff, I guess. Jeff, good morning. Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Oh, snap. Sorry, I was tapping.
Oh. All right, no worries. I'll drop you for the algorithm.
Love you guys.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
Yeah, I guess we partners for life because you came up here and gave us a like you yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna restart the YouTube real quick, guys. I'm gonna restart it. Let's see if this works. See if we can restart this bad boy real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna go dark